Telehealth is an industry that has exploded just over the last few years within healthcare. It's the remote communication to practice medicine or another kind of healthcare field. So some people say telemedicine, some people say telehealth. What's the difference? Very little difference, really. Telehealth is broadly any kind of healthcare delivered through remote communication. Telemedicine is only the practice of medicine delivered the same way. So we're basically talking about the same thing. Now, there are three kinds of delivery for telehealth. There's audio call, just mostly over the phone. There's a video conference or other type of video platform. And then there's something called store and forward. Now, this is basically when patient information is captured, written down, and it's sent after the fact to the healthcare provider. And at some point, that provider opens the file, looks at the information, and without having an interaction with the patient, can create a treatment plan, prescribe a drug, etc. In some states, store and forward is just fine. In some states, it's illegal. And in some states, it's legal, but many state Medicaid programs will not reimburse for it, etc. So you have to find out before you get into that particular type of medium and telehealth service if it's legal and how it will be reimbursed. So another consideration with telehealth is seeing someone who's out of state. The general rule is you have to be licensed in the state where the patient is at the time of the visit. Now, if the patient travels to you and sees you in your state, no problem. You just have to be licensed in your state. But if it's a visit with the patient in another state, some states require that you be licensed in their state. Some states say if it's an emergency situation, you don't have to be licensed. Some states say if you're in process of getting their license, then you can see the patient. And some states, you just have to register with the Board of Medicine or another agency saying, I'm an out-of-state provider. Just make sure that you do this correctly because people can and have gotten in a lot of trouble for practicing medicine without a license in that particular state. The other consideration, and it's probably the most important consideration, standard of care. You can practice telemedicine, telehealth generally, but you have to do it with the same standards as you would if that patient came into an office and you saw them in person. So just make sure that whatever you do, whether video, audio, what have you, you're able to get all the information you need and perform any kind of services or diagnose or prescribe in a way that maintains the proper standard of care for an in-person visit.
Two scenarios. What if I have a patient who I see in my state, and then they are traveling to another state? Can I see them remotely while they are in that other state, or if they are traveling international?
Now, if a patient sees a provider in that provider state and then goes back to their home state, most states allow follow-up visits, maybe not ongoing forever and ever, but at least follow-up visits when they return to their home state. If they go abroad, well, they're not citizens of another country, so telemedicine visits are perfectly fine for any patient that you've seen and then goes abroad and you can do in some other country a telemedicine visit.